Hey beautiful soul, this is Lynda Gaiao here, and I just wanted to bring you the energy report for this week. So kind of like the weather update of what's going on. So last night at 12 p.m. here in Australian Eastern Standard Time, we entered into trait or gate 4 in the first quality of the first line. And this is Youthful Folly or Formulisation, and it's all around sharing logical answers. Now, the interesting thing with this particular gate is that there can be this pressure or this need to know whether our answers are correct or not. But ultimately, what it's more about is to really jump into the experimentation and into the experience of things and just allowing, creating this spaciousness that allows these answers to surface, to come up over time, rather than like driving and forcing and pushing to know the answer like in this moment. And if we think about the universe, we essentially can potentially be here on a need to know basis. And if we are out of alignment, if we misalign, then we're really not going to get connected to that information that we need to know. And we can have this uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty coming up with this gate in the energy at the moment. So with this uncertainty, this is essentially the shadow, right? Because when we feel uncertain, but we have this pressure to know something, we can end up taking action from that place. And it's getting to this place of being comfortable with not knowing, getting comfortable with not knowing what the answers are. Now, when we talk about clarity, coming to a place of clarity, it's not changing what we see. It's changing how we see. It's changing the way that we see. And when we can allow things to just reveal themselves in their own timing, then we can really start relaxing and start just enjoying the process rather than forcing or pushing things to happen. Because what you might potentially see over this next week, if people are living out of the shadow of this particular trait, is that they want other people to be in the same pace or in the same timing as them, or they want to push things to happen in their pace or their timing. And this is where the distortion can come in. And we really need to step out of this forcing and pushing and just align ourselves to divine timing. Because there's divine timing, divine order, and divine logic. And when we can trust that, we can just learn to be fascinated what appears as a result of that, rather than kind of pushing to make something happen. And if we could just take a moment for everyone to just visualize or imagine what the entire world would look like if everyone was aligned to divine timing. It would be pretty peaceful, right? Because, when we're out of alignment or we're pushing or forcing things to happen, this is when the anxiousness comes in and the stress and the worry and, oh my goodness, what if this never happens in my life? And this is where the frustration and the anxiousness comes in, and we step out of this peaceful energy. And ultimately, if we are really in a delusion, if we think we can control timing, if we can force timing, everything has its own timing. Like, we can't say like, all right, sunrise, I want you to happen right now, and it's going to automatically happen. We can't go to the cells in our body and say, right, you've got the 7-year regeneration cycle, but you know what, I've decided I want to control the timing and I'm going to force it and I want to have it happen right now. We just don't have that level of control. We do not control the timing of things. And when we can just align to the divine timing, things can get a lot more relaxed. We can just trust, we can just be in the flow of things and just enjoy the process and be fascinated with what comes out of them. So over the next week, what I'd encourage you to do is use this time to observe patterns, to see what's coming up for you. Where are you trying to force things? Where are you feeling like you have to know the answer to this right now, and I need to be correct, I need to be certain that this is the answer, this is the thing that's going to happen in my life? And rather come into this place of, if you could imagine children being really playful, like on the playground, and they're all kind of throwing in their suggestions, all their ideas and their answers and things, kind of like a brainstorming session where you just throw everything into the pile, and there's no judgment, there's no feeling of like, you don't share something unless it's the correct answer. rather get to this playful state of throwing in any formulas or answers that come to you, but not needing to know if they are correct or not. You know, I heard someone say a quote this week, which I thought was really profound and powerful, which says, "Worry is the needless disrespect for the timing of divine order." Worry is the needless disrespect for the timing of divine order. Yeah? So really, what are you worrying about that you don't need to worry about? What can you let go? And where are you starting to feel this pressure? Where are you feeling this anxiousness about needing to figure things out? And where can you start letting go and trusting in this divine order? And, you know, when we're trusting this divine order, it doesn't mean that automatically everything around us seems to make sense. In actual fact, we could have absolute chaos going on in our immediate environment. But because we don't have this bigger picture, we aren't able to zoom out to the level of divine order and timing, we don't know what's in play. And so even if there's chaos, just come into this trusting space that, you know, the answers that you need will come to you. Yeah? And you know, are you willing to just be in the experience and go into the experience over and over and over again until these answers do actually emerge for you? And when we really can start anchoring into our decision-making strategy is when everything will just take care of itself. Everything will just line up, and, you know, the timing will happen when it happens, and we can just relax and trust it. And we can just learn to watch and really have a lot of enjoyment and fun while we're watching. You know, and you know, there's another like one line made up word that I've heard being used before, you know, and you can maybe ask this of yourself, you know, is this unnecessary? Instead of, you know, like, really, is this unnecessary? Because if we don't need to stress about it, why should we be stressing about it? You know, we can just really learn to let go of that. So this energy of gate 4 of formalization and youthful folly is going to be around for the next 6 or 7 days. So I'd be interested to see how it's showing up for you, and, you know, just share your comments and let me know how it's working for you and how you see it. I hope you have a beautiful and magical day. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more information about the energy and what's going on soon. Bye for now.